go run, and then change and run,
Yeah, sure,
and
yeah.
change?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back, petrol people. I'm back at Fiat Alfa Romeo of Austin because our number one sales lady, Angela, gave me a call and said she had something very special to show me. Quadrifoglio. Next to the Quadrifoglio, we have a base model Giulia, so you can compare the subtle details between the two. Now, if you haven't watched my test drive of the base Giulia, please go do so now, because there's many things that actually carry over from the base Giulia into the Quadrifoglio, and I don't really want to waste time going over those things again. One of the first things you might notice is the hood vents that help extract air from the engine bay. Looking down at the lower part of the grille, you can see both intercoolers in very generous openings, as well as the active carbon fiber splitter, which drops down to provide better aerodynamics at high speeds. Moving to the rear, you can see the carbon fiber rear spoiler, and at the bottom, you have the quad-tipped exhaust and a functional rear diffuser. Now, this is a good example of how a diffuser doesn't have to be obnoxious to be functional. It can be subtle like this. Now, you might have noticed that the paint on the two white Giulias here are a little bit different. The base model is sporting the Alpha White, and the Quadrifoglio has the Trofeo White, and it really pops. The attention to detail in these cars is quite amazing. From the script in the calipers, to on the headlights, to even on the door sills, and the little stem on the clover leaves blowing backwards in the wind on either side of the car. And in the interior, a nice little detail is this white and green stitching that matches the clover leaf. These Alcantara seats are standard on the Quadrifoglio, and I thought that they were quite comfortable. The bolsters were large and do their job well, however they are not obtrusive or uncomfortable. And the Alcantara really helps keep you in one spot instead of sliding around like a traditional leather seat. The carbon fiber accents on the interior are also quite lovely. It's more than just trim too. If you look closely, you'll find carbon fiber in many inconspicuous places in the car. Lifting the hood will find you one of the larger pieces. The roof and trunk lid are also carbon fiber. This really helps lighten the car and offset the weight added by all of the technology that they packed in here. All three are painted the same color as the body, but for me personally, I wish that there was an option that would leave the carbon fiber exposed. But enough with how it looks. How does it sound? Alright, that'd be natural mode. Smoky. All right.
Is that a beast? Do you love it?
I love it, yeah. That's a big difference between dynamic and race mode, for sure.
So, do you want to go on a test drive?
Absolutely. We're going on a test drive.
Just don't thrash it. We can sneak it around the block, a 2-mile loop, and that's
Excellent.
it.
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. We don't usually let people drive this car. I just have to point that out to anybody that's looking. It's serious buyers that get to drive this car. And Dan just has a little window of opportunity while my boss is out of town, but we're going to take it easy. We're not going to unleash the full potential, right?
All right.
Right?
Okay, right.
Okay, all right. Well, we're almost out of gas. Wink, wink. Oh, great. I guess let's start out in advanced efficiency. Now, I also think of the A mode as being all-weather. All-weather mode gives you the most traction. Okay,
It's funny, on the 4C, they actually call it all-weather mode.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're in natural mode now, so we just amped it up a little bit.
Feels good.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it does sound pretty good.
This is the second to the lowest driving mode, and it's so awesome.
barely giving it any gas too.
No,
You know?
this car is just a beast. I'm gonna put you in dynamic, but
Okay.
you know, yeah, just take it easy.
So we're in dynamic mode.
We're in dynamic mode.
I can already tell that the steering lightened up a little bit, you know. And we have something weird going on up here.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, they just can't figure out the parking lot.
So this is dynamic.
Right.
And the thing about dynamic is, when you're in dynamic, you can change the suspension with this active suspension button right here.
Sure.
So do you want me to change it?
Yeah, sure. Go
Okay.
ahead. Let's see how. I mean.
Okay, so I just changed it.
Oh,
See if you can tell.
It's on soft right now, which I can feel it's
tell?
definitely softer. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, this is
The brakes
dynamic.
feel great. Like
Aren't they awesome?
even though these aren't the carbon ceramics, they still feel good. Yeah.
Listen to that.
Ooh, my goodness.
And this is dynamic. Okay, back to
I barely
the
gave it
stiff.
any accelerator too. That was good.
No, that's what's this car, the potential of this car. So still dynamic,
All right, we're still in dynamic. Okay.
but this is the stiffer suspension. Can you tell a difference?
Yeah, actually you can. I
Yeah?
can feel a
Which
difference.
one do you like better?
I like the stiffer suspension.
Okay.
Because
All right.
I'm a sporty car kind of guy.
I'm going to put you in race. Now
Oh, wow.
this can
Okay.
be really dangerous, so God, please
Sure.
protect my job.
All right, I will. I'll be very, very careful.
Okay, so already, can you tell? I know there's people in front of us, but
I mean, like immediately the throttle response changes, the how the transmission reacts changes, you know, and I can definitely tell that we're in the stiffer, sportier suspension mode also, you know.
and are you okay with the automatic transmission? It's so smooth.
I'm slowly warming up to it.
Oh, come on. The CF
This-
transmission is where it's at.
I have to say, this is the absolute best automatic transmission I've ever driven. Like, I've never been a fan of automatics whatsoever. Dual clutches, like the 4C, I'm kind of warming up to, you know. I like it. And the same deal with this. This is the first automatic transmission that has really just blown me away.
Oh, excellent.
You know, so, and I love these paddles, like these big aluminum paddle shifters, you know. There's certain details about this car that are very Ferrari, and
Yes.
everything right here is Ferrari for sure. Like these big paddles, column mounted paddles, the carbon fiber steering wheel, and the bright red start stop button, you know.
Yes. So how do
Yeah,
you like
very
that
nice.
rumble?
Yeah, you can. I mean, we're just sitting here in traffic, and you can hear the car going blah 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 blah. Blah. And you know, I have a theory about that. Maybe we can talk about that at this light here. So, you know, we said before that it's a Ferrari design engine. They actually built it at Ferrari, designed it at Ferrari.
They stole a
And,
couple of engineers.
It's a truncated version of their V8
Yes.
with 2 cylinders taken off, basically. So it's a 90-degree V6, and then 90-degree V6s are inherently imbalanced, right? And I think I'll actually shut up for a minute. And,
Also, we can hear.
see if
Now
we can
look,
just hear
people
the
are
car.
in the way, but just
And let's
enjoy.
see. Yeah, people are just
Oh, they're messing us up.
they're just in the way,
Out of the way, people.
Anyway,
Well, we'll do another lap.
I mean, even going slow, it sounds great in race mode. So let's just keep it in race mode.
Yeah, let's do. And then we can try
Sounds
the different
fantastic.
suspensions too.
Sure.
In the soft and the stiff.
But anyway, so what I was saying about the 90-degree V6, like they're inherently imbalanced because normally you would have either a 60-degree or a 180 or 120-degree V6, right? The 90 is definitely an odd V6 to have. And engine builders, they do different things to balance those engines out. I have the feeling
Oh, do you like
the
that?
downshift is great, yeah. I mean, that's like 15% throttle, and it sounds exhilarating. Timeout. I need to finish my thoughts on the engine. Now, I was hypothesizing that the reason why it sounds so unique compared to other V6s on the market today was that the engine designers had used an odd firing separation to counteract that imbalance of the 90-degree V. After I got home, I did some looking around on the internets and found a very short interview with the chief engine designer, and he confirmed my suspicion. They used a 90-150 90-degree firing separation as opposed to the normal 120 degree firing separation you find on most V6s. Now that does make it a little rough at idle, but hey, rough idles just sound cool. But the main thing is when the engine revs up, it is extremely smooth. And of course it gives it that great sound. Another thing that the chief engineer seemed pretty proud of in that interview was the cylinder deactivation, which is kind of strange because no one's ever really going to use that. But I'll talk about it anyway because it is sort of interesting technically. They actually shut off the entire right bank. So they shut off 3 cylinders when you put it in advanced efficiency mode. And they do that by closing the valves hydraulically. And it was also noted that since the turbo isn't spinning on the right hand side, that they shut off the oil supply to the turbo as well. Now, I hope that mechanism that does that fails open, because that would kind of suck if it failed while you were actually using that bank. Talking a little bit more about the engine, the cams are driven by a chain, which is on the rear of the engine, which is going to make servicing difficult in the future, but, you know, that's down the road. It has continuously variable valve timing, as well as adjustable valve lift via the hydraulic lifters. Very similar to what you see in multi-air. Alright, enough of the geeky stuff. Let's get back to driving. Time in. It sounds exhilarating with just a little bit of throttle. And you know, it has the exact same turn-in and feel as the base Giulia, which I absolutely think is fantastic. It feels like the best like 4-door sedan I've ever driven for sure.
There's our antithesis right there.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
The Tesla.
Yeah.
Now the Teslas are fast, but you just don't get that roar. And the Italians understand you have got to have a good exhaust sound.
Oh yeah,
You
Italians
cannot have a wimpy
are masters at engine sounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh my gosh! Oh, dang, Dan! Holy cow! Are you impressed? I'm impressed.
That sounds fantastic.
Isn't that just amazing?
I love the way it sounds when it shifts too. And the shifts are so lightning quick and smooth, you know.
They are.
Yeah.
I don't think any human could stick shift. Okay, look, here's our place. We better get it back. My baby. The downshifts.
The downshifts are fantastic. Reflecting back on my very brief drive, I have to say I'm quite impressed. The base Giulia is quite light and nimble feeling for a sedan, but the Quadrifoglio with its adaptive suspension and torque vectoring differential really inspires a lot of confidence. When you romp on it, the power comes on very quickly, but smoothly and linearly. And with that close ratio 8 speed, that smooth acceleration just feels like it's never going to end. This car really does make you feel like a driving god.
But anyway, Dan, in general, you love this car?
I love the car, I absolutely do.
You're one of the few people that has driven one of these in the whole United States.
Yeah, I definitely feel privileged, and I don't know, one of these days I'm going to buy one.
Oh, excellent. And you know, anybody that's watching this video, I think they should mention that they watched this video, and that is why they came to Niall Maxwell to see me, Angela, is because of Dan's video.
That's right.
Because he's doing this, it's his hobby, it's just fun for him, and it's really amazing how many people tune into your channel and check out your reviews, and thank you for coming in and doing this today.
Yeah, and if you guys want to see more, definitely call Angela.
Oh yes, tell me Dan sent you.
Request more driving videos.
Well, the next one's the Stelvio, Dan. That's 2 weeks.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.